As we continue tonight on Hannity with reaction to all this breaking news out of Washington, we continue with Sarah Carter, John Solomon, Jay Sekulow. Sarah, I'll go to you. Okay, this is what we do know. We know 125 deep state leaks in 126 days. This is what we know. James Comey violated the Records Act and the Espionage Act. Here we know Hillary Clinton mishandled classified information, top secret information, special access program information, and she also destroyed some of those. Then, of course, the Uranium One deal, pay to play, quid pro quo. Where I grew up, it's called bribery. And she got all this money kicked back to the Clinton Foundation, and Vladimir Putin, Russia conspiracy, got 20%, up to 20% of America's uranium reserves. These are all issues, crimes. General Flynn is another. We know we're committed here. There's nobody talking about any of these issues. And then the Ukrainian influence that I mentioned in the last segment. How is it possible Russia, 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 and all of this other stuff get ignored?
I don't think it's necessarily being ignored anymore, Sean. I mean, we don't know what the FBI is doing now. We know that the mainstream media is not reporting it. But remember, these cases were never actually really closed, were they? I mean, the Clinton Foundation and other issues related to the Clinton Foundation. So we don't know what the FBI is looking at now. What we do know is that there were all these pieces of evidence laid out, and that those pieces of evidence are going to start unraveling. And right, Russia, Russia, Russia when it comes to Trump. But go all the way back. The Obama administration didn't do their due diligence to investigate Russia. We know that the Russians have been meddling since the 1960s. There is no surprise here. And even what happened to Donald Trump Jr., that's no surprise. I mean, I think John brought up a great point.
Is there anything wrong?
Who let Natalia in, we'll get answers.
Would any other presidential campaign, John Heilemann tweeted out today, oh, I've never heard of this before. I'm like, just read Politico in January of 2017 about the Ukrainians working with the Clinton campaign. There's your collusion. Or just read about the dossier guy, and there's more collusion. John Solomon, same question. All the other crimes we know were committed here.
I've covered about 5 or 6 presidential campaigns. In every campaign, someone walks into a Republican and Democratic campaign claiming to have information, and campaigns meet with them. Sometimes they act on it. Sometimes, in this case, it appears they didn't act on it. But the truth of the matter is this is a part of the normal process of the dirty political system that we live in today. And I don't think there's anything particularly remarkable that someone might walk into Trump Tower offering dirt on Hillary Clinton. You would expect that to happen in the middle of an election.
Always happens. And if anyone says it doesn't, it's a lie. And we know what happened with Hillary's campaign, and the DNC actually was working with these people. Jay Sekulow, let me put up on the side of the screen laws potentially broken by James Comey, and I think some of these laws, very same laws he let Hillary off the hook on, especially the Espionage Act, apply to her.
Right. Yeah, well, this is, you talk about a double standard, and he said, well, she was careless, extremely careless. By the way, it's the standard for gross negligence with the unsecured service situation. But you look at the law and you look at the facts, and this is not hard to put together. So the question now is, what is going to be done with regard to James Comey? And here's what should be happening. First of all, the Department of Justice needs to investigate James Comey. There should be a grand jury impaneled, and he should be investigated. Let's understand what he did. He had a conversation, or several now. We know he leaked at least, 4 memos. He had a series of conversations with the President of the United States. He went to his government computer, put him into a memo form, put him in his government desk to when he needed him after he gets fired, and then releases them. Now he says, of course, during his testimony, this was his own private, he called it recollection recorded. The government saying, no, it's not. It's government property. Those are crimes.
All right. Thank you all for being with us. We will continue all week. We're going to dig deeper. We're going to point out the hypocrisy and tell you how the media has an agenda that's not to help you, the American people. Thanks for being with us. And coming up on this program, we are holding Washington accountable. It is time for Republicans to work and to keep their promises. Senator Ted Cruz will join us next, and also later tonight.
The West will never, ever be broken. Our values will prevail. Our people will thrive, and our civilization will triumph.
While in Warsaw, President Trump showed the world that leading from the front, what it looks like. Dr. Sebastian Gorka, he's here tonight, and also